Hey, Courtney.
Hey, Myles.
Why is the sun not very heavy to carry?
Because it's light.
Ha 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 ha. Yeah, you ruined it. Why
No,
did
I
the
guessed
sun...
it.
Yeah. Why did the son not have to go to college and apply for jobs directly after high school?
Why?
He already has 1,000,000 degrees. Why did a man squint when he saw someone insulting the sun?
Why?
He now saw the man in a different light.
That's a good one.
Hardy har. Sun jokes. Haha.
That was very funny.
Thanks.
Oh.
I studied real hard for those. Just kidding. I just literally looked them up just now.
So we're talking about the sun?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm tired.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I
It's
kept you up
okay.
late.
It's fine.
It's okay. You'll survive. You can sleep in tomorrow-ish.
Okay. So I mean you're gonna let me sleep in tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, okay. Awesome. How are you doing?
Oh, yeah. Hanging in there.
Yeah, you survived your first full week at home
I
working
did.
remote.
I did. Well, no, I had Monday off because of Martin Luther King Jr.
Gosh,
Day.
dang it. Okay. We'll check back in next week.
No, but everything else was fine. I was still home that day.
Right.
So,
Perks of never leaving the house.
isn't it great?
Yeah. It's so good. Anyways, no, it's not bad, but it's been really nice for me having you home and for Harper. But she needs to get used to you being home and not being fully present
And
for
not able to
her.
play.
Because that's all she wants to do is just sit and play and play and play.
Yeah, jump on a new trampoline that she got for Christmas.
She gets so mad at Myles when he doesn't join her.
Yeah, I'll go back and sit, and then she will come over, grab my hand, and pull me over to a trampoline, and then she points at it. Do it. You want me to bounce? Yeah.
Harper's new thing right now is that whenever she says yes or no, no matter what, she's always shaking her head no. So even when she's saying yeah, her head is shaking no. It's so cute.
It's so what do you actually want then? She's great. We love her.
Yeah, for sure. Post show. She went to bed so easily tonight.
Oh, I bet.
She threw a major tantrum on the way to bed.
Oh.
But once we actually got in there and snuggled up and got her milk and a story, she fell asleep really fast.
Good. Yeah, I mean, she was awake for 5 hours.
I actually think it was more than that.
7 hours. It was 7 hours. Because she woke up at 12:30 from a nap. Yeah. Dang.
You just scared Amara.
Sorry, Mara.
Miles's hand hit the couch and Amara just jumped.
She'll be okay. Anyway. Well, I don't want to keep you up too much later.
Yeah, tell me a story.
Cool. So, does the name Luc Jouret ring a bell to you at all?
Yeah, it's my best friend. Known him for years. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea who that is.
That'd be concerning. What about Joseph de Membre?
No.
Okay.
It's concerning. That makes me nervous.
Yeah. It's a fun story. All right. So, our friend Luke, your best friend Luke,
Okay.
he was
I
born...
regret saying that already.
He was born October 18th, 1947. So, you have weird taste in best friends.
So he's a Leo. Oh, wait, no. You said October.
Yeah, October 18th. Yeah.
I'm going to look at it.
I think it's... Oh, what is that? I think it's Virgo. No, it's Pisces. No, Pisces is March.
It's a Libra.
It's a Libra. That was going to be my next guess, so that's okay. I don't pay too much attention to star signs. Whatever. Anyway, so he was born October 18th, 1947, in the Belgian Congo in Africa.
Wow.
He and his parents a few years later moved back to their homeland, and Luke later went to the Free University of Brussels, where he got his medical degree.
Wait, you didn't say where their homeland is.
Belgium.
Oh,
sorry, I didn't say that. Yeah, Belgium. Belgium
you
is
did
their
say
homeland.
Brussels, but still.
Yeah. So he got his medical degree in Brussels, and he joined the Walloon Communist Youth, which attracted the attention of local police. This group was pretty, it's in the name communist, so they were under
Sounds like a
pretty high surveillance.
great group of people. Where do I sign up? No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Good.
Just kidding. Just
Thank
kidding.
So he graduated from the university in 1974. After that he joined the Belgian army and became a paratrooper.
Ooh.
And while he was a part of the army, he was a part of the Battle of Kolwezi, which resulted in the liberation of hostages from the city of Kolwezi.
Cool.
Kolwezi. How do you pronounce that? I say that a lot. Sorry, everyone.
You know what? Just go with it.
Just go with it.
Your confidence is what right.
There we go.
Makes it right.
So after his time in the army, he started to study homeopathy.
Homeopathy.
Mm-hmm. So like that's you heard of like homeopathic therapies and stuff like that, like stuff you do at home, non-medicine related.
So he's granola.
He's a little bit granola.
Okay.
So he became a qualified homeopathic doctor in France.
That's cool.
And he was a pretty busy man. He traveled to and fro, researching all kinds of alternative and spiritual healing. His research took him as far as the Philippines, China, Peru, and India.
Wow, so he is well traveled.
Yes. Yes, he is. So he eventually settled close to the French-Swiss border, and he set up his homeopathic practice there. And part of this practice included lecturing about holistic health and the paranormal.
Oh.
Yep. His lecturing took him all sorts of places, including across the French-Swiss border, at which he lectured to a group called the Golden Age Foundation, which was a New Age group in Geneva. That was a nice crack. So, do you know what the New Age is?
Kind of. New Age is, from what I understand, it's like a spiritualistic mindset / group of people.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much.
They feel like, well, so from what I've seen, because I see some of this kind of stuff on like TikTok and on Facebook where people say like, oh, New Age. And usually they're like, oh, I'm awake and I see things as they really are. And they believe that they've like uncovered the secret of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Am I on the right track?
Yes,
okay.
Very much so. So anyway, this is the Golden Age Foundation, so New Age group in Geneva, Switzerland. Now, Joseph de Mambro, this guy, he was born in 1924 in a rural area in southern France, and as a young man, he learned clockwork and jewelry, and worked for a clockwork and jewelry business.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so good old Joe was fascinated by the occult, and in 1956 joined the ancient and mystical order of the Rosicrucians, or the Amorc.
You know, I'm going to be real honest here.
Yeah.
I feel like there is a fine line between the occult and people who just like to, what's the word I'm looking for? Not role play. You know what I'm talking about? People go to like conventions and stuff and they dress up as the character. What is that called?
Like pretend?
Yeah. No, but like there's like an actual name for it.
Isn't it role playing?
Cosplay. No. Cosplay. Yeah.
Cosplay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like there's a really like thin line between people who are like really genuinely into this thing that they believe is real in their spirituality mindset, whatever, and people who cosplay, and there's just this tiny little string. You step over it.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know. Anyway. I've only done it once. That was fun.
Cosplay?
Yeah.
Are you now a devil worshiper?
How'd you know?
Just kidding.
All right. So anyway, he was a part of the ancient and mystical order of the Rosicrucians, or Amorc.
Okay.
It was an American group that gained popularity in France post-World War II. And he later became a leader of the Amorc at one of the lodges in France.
It's like ranch.
And remained a member until 1969. I have a speech impediment. Just kidding.
It's because you're Australian.
Shut up. I love you. So he was a member of this Amorc group until 1969, and in 1970, Joseph DiMambro quit his day job to become a full-time, quote-unquote, New Age lecturer.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean...
Go where the money is, man.
Well, I don't know how much money was in it, but...
Oh.
No, I was going to... You know the phrase, like, don't quit your day job? This definitely applies to these guys. But
okay.
It's okay. It's okay. To each
so, they definitely did not follow that advice.
Yeah.
They did the opposite.
Everyone don't quit your day job. Just kidding. In 1973, he founded the Center for the Preparation of the New Age in Annemasse, France. And then a few years later, established a communal group in, it was called La Pyramide in Geneva.
Mm.
The Pyramid. Dun, dun, dun. Illuminati. I'm just
kidding. I was going to say.
His group was later superseded by the Golden Way Foundation, and DiMambro was a self-proclaimed representative of the Great White Brotherhood, which was a group that people of the New Age culture considered to be an involved being that would lead the further evolution of the human race.
See,
whatever that means.
So the Illuminati, they're the lizard people, right?
Yeah.
These guys are the Illuminati fan club. They're the lizard
like that.
people wannabe.
Something like that. Not, yeah.
Just kidding.
I mean, even relating to them, to the Illuminati, is kind of a compliment to them.
Oh.
But anyway. So he also claimed to be an incarnation of several notable ancient persons, such as Moses.
Oh.
And the Egyptian pharaoh Akhenaten.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah. I mean, same. Just kidding.
I'm Aphrodite, so...
Yeah, you are. Anyway, DiMambro was the one to invite Jaurès to speak to his group, the Golden Age group. So he was the one who invited him, and the two of them really hit it off.
Sure.
And they together had a brilliant idea.
Oh, no.
So in 1984, in Geneva, Switzerland, they...
Started
it says
a cult.
Tiger. I don't know what tiger means. I think that's a typo.
Tiger.
Tiger. They together founded the Order of the Solar Temple.
So a cult.
Yes. All of this is cultish.
Dope.
Hence the sun puns, because Solar Temple.
Oh, yeah. I see.
Yeah. So DiMambro was the orchestrator of the rituals and belief system, and so on and so forth, while Jaurès went out to recruit, or I guess present ideas. He had a couple of clubs going, and he would bring people that he lectured to into these clubs.
Interesting.
And then he would pick people from these clubs to invite them to join their.
Do you remember
cult.
that show we watched, The Order?
Yeah.
This is kind of given that vibe a little bit.
Yeah, that's also a huge compliment to these guys.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like these guys, but here we are talking about them.
Yeah.
So they eventually moved their headquarters to Zurich, where a leadership council of 33 members presided. And they set up regional lodges in Switzerland and Canada to perform initiation ceremonies and other rites and such. And at the time, DiMambro had a 2-year-old daughter named Emmanuelle, whom he saw as a cosmic being that would go on to lead the New Age world.
Ugh. Yikes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, poor kid. And from within their order, he looked for mates for the other followers so that they could have special children to help out Emmanuelle with her appointed goals.
I thought you were going to say that they tried to find mates for her. I'm like,
Oh,
she's 2.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay,
no.
that scared me. Go ahead.
So, the rituals that DiMambro came up with included the calling upon the White Brotherhood to release energy through the world to bring about the awaited changes. And their teachings also included alleged traces back to the early 19th century, the revival of the Knights Templar. Do you know anything about the Knights Templar?
No.
Not me neither, really. They were just a group back in the 12th century, but back in the 19th century, there was this guy who claimed that he was trying to revive the Knights Templar. It was like a military religious group.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think of the Crusades, but I'm not sure if the Knights Templar had anything to do with the Crusades.
Okay.
But similar kind of gist,
Sure.
like religious, military stuff.
Sure.
Anyway, another part of the teachings was a global catastrophe that would occur in the mid-1990s. So it was just a random prediction that they had, prophecy, quote unquote.
That would happen sometime in a decade.
Yes. Yep.
You know, I think I could do this.
You
Probably better than they could, to be honest.
You want to start a cult?
Sure.
You are not putting Harper up for like title of cosmic being to lead in the new age world.
Okay, but like of all the people I could choose, she's the best fit.
She would be. She's perfect. I'm not biased. It's fine. So things were going pretty well for them for the rest of the decade, for the rest of the 80s. But then when the 90s rolled around, people began to question the authority of Dimambro. And one guy even left complaining about the group being a cult and filed a lawsuit against them.
Huh.
I don't know if he won or anything. He didn't give me much information, but he
there's
sued
some
them.
action.
Yep. And then in 1993, Luke, what was his last name? Journet? Yeah. Anyway, Luke, your best friend, was arrested for trying to buy illegal weapons. And it didn't say too much about this either, but apparently in that same year, 1993, they went to Australia. I don't know why. Maybe
because
for
Australia's
recruiting.
Dope.
Yeah, but yeah. Keep my country out of this. Just kidding. And in 1994, they started to realize that their ideals of the new age were not going to be accepted. So they started to think of an alternative plan, which was concluded to, quote unquote, escape the world to a higher reality by suicide.
No. Is this the group of like 30-something people that all commit suicide together?
Well, there's multiple. There's multiple groups like that.
Oh.
But this is one of them.
Oh. No. Did they drink the Kool-Aid?
No. I can go into it. I didn't write this down, but I can go into it a little bit if you want me to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there was one couple that Dimambro told not to get pregnant. That did. And this couple left the group and named, it was a boy, they named their son Christopher Emmanuel. And Dimambro thought this was them challenging him. So he called this child the Antichrist.
Oh my gosh.
And sadly enough, in Quebec, on October 3rd, 1994, Dimambro set out 2 members to murder the family. And then after they did that, they committed suicide. The 2 members.
That's so sad.
Yeah. This, I wasn't expecting this to take such a dark turn, but I knew it was going to involve suicide when I went into it. But I mean, like, I didn't know about the death of the family, and that made me really sad. Yeah. So anyway, but this event was kind of what kicked off the catastrophe that they were predicting. And on the same day, 22 more people were found dead. 18 of the bodies were reportedly arranged in circular patterns as if they were the spokes of a wheel. Kind of creepy.
Oh.
Because, I mean, can you imagine being, like, the police officer called to, like, that crime scene?
No, that's horrible.
And, like, you walk in and just see all these people lying dead and, like, in a very, I don't know, just weird shape.
I always feel so bad for the police and whoever needs to go to those kind of situations. Because, like you said, this has happened multiple times throughout history. And it's, like, how disturbing. Like, absolutely disturbing is that, and just devastating.
It's horrifying. Like, I don't know why. Because, so this group, I didn't mention this, but I think what it said, their group got to about 442 members.
Okay.
I think that was the peak of what they got. Which, you know, isn't a lot. It's not a lot of people. But, I mean, like, that many people to fall for this kind of crap? I often wonder, like, what is so enticing? How do they make it so appealing?
Did you ever hear about the cult that Miley Cyrus accidentally started?
No.
I could be getting information mixed up, but there was one point where she said something about, like, I don't know if I believe in God. You know, he could be just as real as this flying spaghetti monster.
Oh, no.
And then people started, like, like literally worshiping this quote unquote flying spaghetti monster.
Oh, no.
And there were like Facebook groups about it and stuff like that. And I don't think she has any involvement with it now because it's just like a offhand saying or something that she threw out there, and people just took it and ran with it.
Oh, that's so that's so funny. I mean, it's not, but it kind of is. People. Anyway, back to the sad story. So on the 25th of October, so just a few days later, there were more bodies found in two separate chalets in Switzerland. So like little cabins. And it was later discovered that out of the 52 total dead people that were discovered that were part of this group, only 15 of them were suicides. So I read a little bit about that. Apparently what they did is they would tranquilize other people and then kill them.
That's even more disturbing.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Because it's one thing to... I say willingly, you know, with a grain of salt, because they're totally brainwashed.
Yep.
But it's one thing to willingly do it. It's another thing to be murdered. When people are saying, like, this is for whatever their religion or cult is.
Yeah. The Order of the Solar Temple. Like, what a name, too. Like, where did they come up with these names? Some of them are Latin, try to make it sound cool and everything, but Solar Temple, like, what even is that? What is the Solar Temple?
I don't know.
Anyway, sorry. I forgot to mention this, though. So, of the first, on the 22nd of October, was it the 22nd?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Maybe not. Whatever day it was. The first round of suicides, Luke and Joe, these two were both part of that group, the 18 people, or the 22 people.
You're saying that people could have just avoided this because the leaders were already gone.
Exactly. And they still had leadership in the different lodges and everything, but exactly what you said. I'm like, that, they're gone. Why continue? So the following year in France, so we're in 1995 now. In France, there were 16 more suicides that these people, they weren't invited to the original event.
That's sad.
So, yeah. And then the final 5, there were 5 more, and they were the last of them. That was in 1997 in Canada. They also committed suicide, and the rest of the members were absorbed back into the population. So everyone's like, well, guess this is over and done with. Peace out.
Yeah, I would be genuinely afraid to leave this cult after the murder of that family.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I would be slowly integrating myself back into society too.
Oh, I wouldn't even be slowly. I'm just like, oh, I'm done.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Like, I would be afraid to just be done based off of how that family, like, they were literally hunted down and murdered.
Yeah, but their child was also the Antichrist, according to DiMarbro.
Right, but like, who's to say they wouldn't find some other reason to target you?
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Witness protection.
Seriously.
On a lighter note, wait, do you have more of the story?
Nope, that is the end.
Okay, so if you were to go into witness protection and you got to, like, rename yourself and your family, what would our names be?
Like, I get to choose the name?
Sure.
Oh, I don't freaking know.
Emmanuel. Just kidding.
I would be Courtney. You would be Myles.
Oh, gosh.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. There are a couple of names out there that I'm like, oh, that'd be a cool name. But I don't know. What about you?
Probably, like, Mackenzie for myself, because that was one of the names my mom considered naming me.
Mackenzie.
And Harper would probably be, call her Lillian. That's her middle name.
Yeah. Maybe that's too close, though. Maybe not.
And you would be Butch. Just kidding.
Okay, I am Butch.
No, you would be...
I could be Mark with a C. My mom almost named me that.
Sure. We'll call you Mark with a C. I was like, I could see you being like a Steven. But you have a cousin named Steven, don't you?
I do. I do have a cousin named Steven.
That's okay. Names can be repeated.
Yeah. Something common, something very generic,
Steven.
like Paul or Jim, Jimothy.
Jim. Oh my
Dwight.
gosh. Guys, don't join a cult. Don't do it. Oh, that's such a sad story.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing it, though.
You're welcome.
Now I know
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, and there are tons more, especially around that time because it was the New Age, the beginning of the New Age, and so
Well,
there are a lot more stories like that. But that
I
was
feel
the
like
one.
things like that are very similar today, but now we have social media.
Yes.
And so people have these huge social media followings and they're like spewing this kind of information. I actually heard a story a few weeks ago on TikTok where this girl, so basically how it came up, a girl that I follow who does like holistic cleaning
Mm-hmm.
and like natural cleaning remedies, I follow her, and she made a video kind of backing on this other girl where she was like, don't follow her, she's a false prophet and blah blah blah. And I was like, what the heck are you talking about? And so I started watching like her videos just because I'm curious and nosy.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently this is where it gets really sad. Apparently this girl that she was bagging on, this quote false prophet of today's TikTok world, has been making videos about like new age spirituality and like opening up your third eye and blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently one of her followers on TikTok got so into it that she went into this like psychosis and committed suicide.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So people are just like, be careful with this stuff. Like, these are people who are just trying to get TikTok famous, you know. They're not God, they're not Jesus. They don't have the kind of authority to like be able to make these prophecies for you, you know. So just be careful. That's, you know, just a PSA. Just be careful, like the things that you read on the internet or the videos that you watch or the information that you're allowing into your home. Because, like, even the girl that I was following, I followed her for cleaning advice. And then her page turned into an attack on spirituality and calling out, quote, false prophets, you know? So I did unfollow her because I'm like, even though she was warning us against the other girl, it's just not the kind of content that I was wanting to see.
Yeah. Cause that stuff's really sad, and it happens like even today. It happens, which is kind of messed up. Like it's stuff like this is still going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I ditto what you said. Just be careful. Do your research.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, figure things out for yourself. But I mean, like, be careful about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I found more of their beliefs. Do you wanna hear about these?
Sure.
Cool. So, the aims of the Order of the Solar Temple included establishing correct notions of authority and power in the world, whatever that means, an affirmation of the primacy of the spiritual over the temporal, assisting humanity through a great transition,
Interesting.
preparing for the second coming of Christ as a solar god king.
Okay.
Oh, maybe that's where Solar Temple comes from.
Oh, okay. I could see that.
And furthering a unification of all Christian churches and Islam.
Oh,
So, like,
okay.
that's a pretty noble cause, but
You
maybe
know,
not the best way to go about doing that.
that's the thing though with cults is that's how they get ya. Is they really make it seem like they have these noble causes, and they take these really good things and then start to twist it.
Yep.
You know, and then they do it for gain. Like I am willing to bet that these two people, whatever their names were, Lucas and what's his face,
Luke and Joe.
Joe, I bet you they had, you know, their own intention in mind when they were setting this up. Like, how do we get the most followers? How do we get, you know, like maybe it was financial, maybe it wasn't. I'm not sure, but they take these things that they know people are looking for, like that community and that direction and that Christianity and things like that, and then they twist it to make it financially beneficial for them or whatever type of beneficial for them. And that's where it turns into a really bad thing.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, I mean, these guys both started off pretty young when it comes to this stuff. Like, they had some kind of interest to begin with in the occult.
Right.
I often wonder what drives people to get to, I mean, what makes them interested in it, you know?
See, I'm interested in it, but in the sense of like it's a spooky story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not actually I don't actually believe some of the things we've talked about. I don't actually believe in lizard people. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
but I love joking about it and like making jokes about astrology. I don't actually believe that the stars tell us who we are.
Right.
But like saying someone's a Libra and laughing about it, like that I'll do. You know? But
For those of you who are kind of astrology fanatics, so Courtney and I, so she's a Aries, I'm a Leo, so we're like perfectly what's the word?
Well, according to some
Matching.
charts, we are super compatible.
Compatible, that's what.
And according to other charts, if we look at each other, we'll kill each other, which I guess they're both accurate. So
Yep.
Harper is a Gemini.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. She's a twin. Twin flame.
But like another example, my mum is a Taurus and my dad is an Aquarius, and those are both Aquarius. Yeah, Aquarius. Yeah. And according to the chart, the one that says we're compatible, these two are like, do not get together. Like, don't do it. But
See,
I mean, they make it work. So
there was one time I saw this chart that was crude. Excuse me. It was like crude astrology, and it was like your sign and what they would do, and mine just had a lot of F words, and I don't remember too much about it. I just remember like mine just having the most F words because Aries are apparently really hot-headed and
very type A.
Type A, yeah. Which I think I was when I was 16.
Yeah.
But now that I'm 26, I'm like, leave me alone, and I will stay in my house and hide under a blanket. And then everyone's like, oh, well, it's just because your rising moon is different. I'm like, oh, shut up.
Like, no, it's because I don't want to go outside.
No offense if you do believe in all of that. I could see like the good points to an extent, but I don't necessarily believe it.
I mean, horoscopes are still fun.
Anyways.
Yeah, I know we got a little bit off topic. See, like the thing with it, like I personally don't support astrology 100%. I do think there might be some truth behind it. I don't know the science behind it at all, but I'm sure it makes some sense to some scientists.
You know what's so funny and so ironic about all of this is I literally got a notification, or not notification, like an ad on my Facebook timeline for some jewelry, and there was one that was like this cute little Aries necklace, and I was like, oh, that's adorable, and it's currently in my Amazon wish list.
Which is, I think the zodiac signs themselves, like the little symbols of it, I think they're cool. Like the one for Leo, I'm like, if I were to get a tattoo, I'd probably get one of those. I'm not, Mum, don't worry. But
wink, wink. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but if I were, I'm like, that'd be cool. Like, put it on my shoulder right here. It's not gonna happen though, Mom. Don't worry.
Myles has joined the occult.
No.
He's taken up drinking and is getting tattoos.
No. The hardest thing I drink is, what did I have today? A Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, don't worry, Melody. He's good.
I had some root beer with honey in it the other day. That was pretty hard.
What? I know. Myles.
If you put root beer in a square glass, does that make it beer?
Sure. Speaking of alcohol, not really. I see a lot of commercials for like these really cool ice cubes that like you can buy these ice molds that are these huge like squares or circles, and they're perfect. I'm like, I want that for my lemonade.
Same.
But you have to go on these like whiskey websites to get them, and I'm like, I don't want the whiskey. I just want the ice cube, the mold.
You could probably call customer service.
Find one on Amazon or something.
There you go. Amazon has everything.
For real.
Sponsor us, Amazon. I'm just kidding.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. Hopefully this episode didn't leave you too disturbed. We still love all our Libras out there.
Yes, we do. We do. And all those astrology supporters. We still love you. And Montana, you better start catching up as well. Yeah. Otherwise, your love from Courtney is going to disappear.
We don't love Montana anymore. Just kidding.
But we do love North Carolina?
Yeah.
Is that number 2? We do love North Carolina.
Pick number 2, my lord. Name that movie.
Shrek.
Yeah, you got it.
Everyone knows Shrek.
Good.
Speaking of Shrek, so sorry, this is another kind of little
Tangent
rant.
number 47. Go ahead.
I think it's like a tweet or something, where it's like, those who say that looks don't matter. Magic Mice grossed however much, like $38 million, whatever. I don't know. I don't know the exact numbers. But then someone replied to it. It's like, yeah, well, Shrek grossed like 308 million, whatever it was. I'm like, yeah, fair enough.
No, I know what you're talking about, that meme. We
Yeah.
could post it on our Instagram with the episode description.
We should. That'd be good.
Hold on, let me find it. Shrek meme. Magic Mike grossed 167 million. If you still think girls like dad bods, keep dreaming, pal. Well, Shrek grossed 484 million. Just so we're clear.
There we go. That's what it was.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, tune in next week. Act like you still love us, please. And don't forget that when you turn on your broiler to check the oven first and make sure there's no oily pans inside. Otherwise, you will start a fire and almost burn your house down. The end. Bye.
We're never letting Courtney cook again.
Just
It was partly my fault. I'm sorry.
PSA though, not PSA, but like just to let you know, everything was fine. The only thing that was scorched was the pan. Myles got it outside into the snow
Yes.
before it did any damage, but
Yes. We
that
got the
was
fire
a stressful
extinguisher out just
couple
in
minutes.
case. Yes, it was. So it's also almost the first of the month. So
Oh, yeah.
send in those listener stories, please and thank you. Especially you, Montana. You gotta catch up.
Send us your cute little love stories for Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, February, the month of love.
All right, are we done here, sir?
We are done here, madam.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.